Okay, so in this video, we are going to learn how to calculate for the sum, the maximum, the minimum, and average in a of a data in a table. So this is the interface for the user, and we have the data grid view. So this is the VB. Here we are going to create a new. We are going to name run as a new random. So that's the new table we are going to create to generate generator for edges. So here data grid view, we will configure data grid view one dot auto size columns mode equal to data grid view auto size columns mode dot fill 2. Data grid view one dot allow users to add rows equal to false. So here we are going to add this text to the grid view, which is the first name, the last name, and the age. So here this code for I as integer equal to 0 to 11, we are going to loop 12 times to add sample rows with generated data. So we here data grid view one dot rows dot add first name I, last name I, comma roundness 20 to 65 to string. So here we are going to add a row with a sample name and a random age between 20 and 64. So next, here we have text sum dot text equal to bracket from row as data grid view row in data grid view dot rows where not string is null or empty. So here we are going to calculate the sum of the age column, using this code, and also it should be between the sum of the age column. Okay, sorry. So and we have the text max dot text. So this code is going to help us calculate the maximum value in the age. Also, so here we have the text main dot text equal to from row as data grid view in data grid view one dot rows. So this is going to help us to calculate the minimum value in the age. So where no string is not empty. So in here in this case, the data that is going to calculate, the box shouldn't be empty. And we have the text avg dot text equal to from row as data grid view in data grid view dot one dot rows. So here this code is going to help us to calculate the average value of the age column and format it. Also we have the here we are going to declare variables to hold the calculated values using a traditional for loop to manually calculate same result. So we have dim sum as integer equal to 0, dim main as integer equal to 0, dim max as integer equal to 0, dim average as double equal to 0.0. So we are using integer because we are dealing with numbers, and here we use dim average as double because it is in decimals. The average it could be in decimals. So here we are going to look through each row in the grid by its index. So for id as integer equal to 0 to data grid view dot rows dot count minus 1. So here we are going to add the value to the age cell to the running total. And here we have if I equal to 0, then max equals convert to int 32 data grid view dot rows I dot cells to value. So here is going for the very first row, it is going to initialize the minimum and maximum with its value for the first row. And we have if maximum is less than, we convert to int 32 data grid view dot rows I dot cells to value. Then maximum equal to convert to int 32. So here, if the current row's age is greater than the current maximum, we update the maximum. And we have if min is greater than, we convert to int 32. So here, if the current row's age is less than the current minimum, we update minimum. And here we have the average equal to CDBL bracket sum bracket close divided data grid view dot rows dot count. So here we are going to calculate the average after the loop has finished. So we have the total sum dot test equal to sum. We have the total max dot test equal to max. So like that. So we are going to, let's run the code and see how it works. Let's run the code and see how it works. Okay, so we have first name, we have last name, first name 01. So here we have the age 35, 36. We have the age 35, 36. So here we have the sum, which is the summation of the ages in the age column, and we have the maximum. So the maximum, which is the highest value in the column, is what? 52. So that's why we have that's what we have here. And we have the minimum, which is the smallest. So the smallest value in the age column is 21. And we have the average, which is the total number of the which is the summation of the ages divided by the total number, which we have it to be 38.92. So thank you. Okay, so in this video we are going to add color to a data grid view table. So here, this code is going to display a list of user data in the grid and then apply conditional formatting to the rows based on the value in the age column. So here we create a new table, which is uh, name table as new data table. So here we are going to add columns to our database with the name of the columns and their type. So this is the structure, the data structure of the table. We have the ID, the first name, the last name, and the age, which in that we have the ID and the age to be integers, and we have the first name and the last name as data type strings. So here we are going to add rows to the data table with some data. So this data is manually inputted in the table. Now we are going to set the data grid view source equal to our data table name. So we are going to bind the data grid view dot data source equal to table. So here we are going to call the subroutine to apply colors to the rows based on their data. So here we have the for loop, which is going to loop through every row in the data grid view. So for I as integer equal to 0 to data grid view 1 dot row dot count bracket open bracket close -1. So here it will get the integer value from the age column. So val, uh, variable as integer. So int bracket data grid view dot rows I dot cells 3 bracket close value bracket close. So here, if value 5 is less than, if value is less than 5, then data grid view rows I dot default cell star dot back color equal to red. So here, if age is less than 5, then the data grid view is going to start the timer to blink. And value is if variable is equal to 0, then timer starts. And if else, if value is greater than or equal to 5 and value is less than 10, then the data grid view dot one dot rows I dot default cell star dot bar color equal to color orange. So if the data, so what this code means is that if the age is between 5 and 9, it should the data grid view is going to blink color orange. And this code shows that if the data is less than 5, the row should be what? Color red. So and we have here for here to, if value is greater than or equal to 10 and value is less than 15, then it is going to what? Show as, it's going to blink as yellow. It's going to show as color yellow. So for the ages between 10 and 14, the row will be yellow. And for here else, data grid view dot rows I dot default cell star dot color light green. So here for all those ages 5 and upwards, so from ages from 5 going, the color is going to show light green. And also here, this is a timer to loop through every row in the grid. So we have for I as integer equal to 0 to data grid view dot rows dot count bracket open bracket close -1. So here we are going to get the age value for the current row. So dim value as integer int data grid view dot rows bracket open I bracket close cells 3 bracket open bracket close value. So here if var is equal to 0, here we are going to act only on rows where the age is 0. So if the age is 0, we are going to create the blinking effect. If the row is currently red, if the row is currently red, then it changes to it's white. So data grid view rows I default cell star back color white. So if the data grid view is equal to 0, then it will change to default color, which is white. So here if the row is currently white, else if grid view rows is equal to default cells are back color to what? White, then change it back to red. So here what it actually means is that it's going to change if the variable is equal to 0, so it's going to change it from red to white. So it will bring from red to white to white. So that's it. So let's run the code and see how it's, well, I think that will help us to understand better. So here we have the ID, we have the first name, we have the last name, we have the age, and we have the ID numbers, we have the first names, we have the last names, and the age. So here, as we can see, uh, we have age greater than 21, which is green, and we have age 5, which is orange, and we have ages which is greater than 15 upwards since 21, 19, 36, and 32, 33, 30, 21, 18, 45 are all greater than 15. It is showing as color green. And we have for the ones less than 5, which is we have 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 4, which is less than 5, showing as red. And we have between 5 and 10, we have between 5 and 15, which is 12, showing as color yellow. Yeah. And the blinking ones is 0. Okay, so thank you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.